remember Aviad, um, and I've had a good amount of time this past year to reflect and think about, my father, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There are the little things that, remind me of him that are uniquely him, like when it's like 11:11, and I look at the clock and it's like, oh. Or like my friend Daniel sent me this meme that he was like, oh, your father would love this one. It was like, in March, when it was like from March 20th to March 29th, you could spell the date frontwards and backwards. He's like, your father would have really, loved this. But there's also, a lot of things that I find myself doing where I realize that I'm just embodying things that he did. I feel very much the way he did, and those are, these moments where trying to get all three of my children to look at the camera at the same time. I feel very much like him, or, when I inspect the detritus left by my children, to try to piece together what happened when I was gone. Or when I stop for a cup of coffee and I pick up like way too many napkins. So, those are moments where I really feel like him. But his character and he was a very good friend for a lot of people. And he touched a lot of lives here. And so I want to relay an incident that happened. This was around 2009 when Todd and Shoshana were up in Ithaca. Their son had just graduated from Cornell, and they're on their way back. It's a Saturday night. It's like the middle of the night. The roads are dark. They hit something in the road, and the car wouldn't work anymore. And there's smoke coming out of the car. So they called AAA, and AAA, doesn't answer for a while. They're not coming. It's 2:00 in the morning. It's dark. What? So they called Aviad, and without screening the call, he just, picks up, phone rings 2:00 in the morning. Probably pick it up, picks it up, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay. And, he got in the car, he stopped off for a cup of coffee, drove all the way up there and picked him up, rescued him, and took him back the whole time in a really good mood, putting them at ease and, never once mentioning it again, Here's just one more thing. And this is something that Jeff Simon told me during the Shiva. And Jeff Simon is a friend of mine who lived around the corner from us, raised his children around the corner from 15 Albion. He used to stop by at the house for a l'chaim on the way to shul pretty often. Jeff's role in the shul was to blow the shofar on the high holidays. And he had this really cool looking tallis. It had maroon and gold stripes on it. And the red stripe on the tallis on the high holidays, my father didn't like that. He didn't think that was the right look for the high holidays. And so one Erev Rosh Hashanah, he tells Jeff to stop by the house on the way to shul, and there on the table is a tallis bag, and it's got Jeff's name embroidered on it, and inside is a white on white tallis that he got the oversized one because he knows that Jeff likes to put it on his head when he blows the shofar. And he was like, if you would be willing to wear it, on the high holidays, that would be nice. And this is just an example of he saw something that, he wanted to make it better. And it's not like, he didn't complain or whatever, he just went and he did something about it. And I think that's that's kind of the person that he was. You know, a very good friend to a lot of the people here. So, you know, Jeff still wears that tallis, and he still blows shofar on the high holidays wearing that tallis. And he has told his children that when he dies, he would like to be buried in that tallis. So, you know, we can take an example from, you know, the way Aviad was a good friend and a good person and a good parent and a great grandfather to all of us here. And with that, I think we're ready to unveil the stone. Okay. And it reads, Zechariah Aviad ben Menachem, Aviad Oded, Abba, Saba, Haver Lekulam. Father, grandfather, friend to all. February 19th, 1942 to August 19th, 2024. Bet Adar, Tufshin Bet, Tu B'Av, Tufshin Pei Dalet. Yeh Nishmato Tzura B'Tzror HaChayim.